Hello, my name is Cecily O'Regan and I'm a patent attorney here in Silicon Valley. I work for Greenberg Traurig, one of the nation's largest international firms with a very large Latin American practice. I've been a patent attorney for about 20 years. I graduated law school from the University of San Francisco, and I have a master's degree in innovation and technology in the law from the University of Edinburgh in Scotland. The reason I wrote this book is because in my experience working with entrepreneurs, they really have a hard time understanding the intellectual property process. And as an entrepreneur, it's important to get cost-effective intellectual property coverage, which includes patents, trademarks, copyrights, trade secrets, and you want to think about all of these things. So what I've tried to do is break this down into very easy to understand business terms that will resonate more readily with the entrepreneur and the business person, so they can factor these into their decisions and budgeting for intellectual property for their business. I think what you should get out of the booklet is an understanding of the different types of intellectual property and some methodology to apply the intellectual property to your business so that you can select the most cost-effective combinations of coverage that will give you a competitive commercial advantage. And additionally, there's some stuff on intellectual property strategies, how to control your IP budget, how to minimize your litigation risk, protect trade secrets, and a little bit about technology licensing. So once you're done with the booklet, you'll still need to talk to an attorney, but you'll be more knowledgeable about the process, and so you'll be able to go in and ask really good questions that are very focused on what your business is doing. So one example of intellectual property development that I like to give entrepreneurs is the example of the Heartstream automatic external defibrillator. The Heartstream defibrillator was the first external defibrillator used for public access defibrillation, and I had the privilege to work for Heartstream, and then when we were acquired by Hewlett-Packard, I worked for Hewlett-Packard and helped develop the intellectual property strategy. When we were putting the strategy together, what we did is we focused very clearly in on the product features that were going to give us a commercial advantage, as opposed to the product features that might be an engineering gee whiz but wouldn't give us a commercial advantage. And those things we tended to put off to the side and not spend the money on, because patent budgeting can be very tight, so you really want to focus it in on those features that are going to give you the commercial advantage. At the end of the day, when the company was sold, we ended up being sold for $140 million with $40 million in the bank and $100 million for goodwill and intellectual property. So I felt that the company and me as part of the team working on an intellectual property strategy did a good job really making the value of intellectual property very high for the acquiring company. So in conclusion, I hope you really enjoy your time with the Silicon Valley Immersion Program. I've worked very hard with the faculty here to help develop this and to add the intellectual property training that isn't normally experienced in business school, but should give you a real edge competitively as you try to bring your companies globally into the United States and into other countries. Best of luck, and I hope you enjoy it as much as we enjoyed putting it together for you.